Hello, my name is Eric, and the cameraman behind that phone there is John Michael, my son. Say hi, John.
Hello.
Today, we're going to be teaching you guys how to fillet walleye, or any fish like a walleye. So, the first thing we're doing is wiping it down, trying to get the slime coat off.
Ew. Gross.
The reason that is so that our hands don't slip, because we're dealing with a very sharp fillet knife here. A fillet knife can be bought at just about any store that sells fishing equipment. And a walleye can be caught at just about any part of Lake Erie, especially in the fall, when they come in at night to feed on the bait fish that are close to shore. The reason that they come in at night during the fall is because they're getting fattened up for the winter. Because in the springtime, they're going to be laying their eggs and making baby walleyes. So the first thing we're going to cut off on every walleye is what's called the cheek meat. Can you see this right here where the knife point is? This is the muscle that opens and closes their mouth. And the bigger the fish is, the bigger the cheek meat is. So here's how we start. Right down below the jaw. And work our way around it, keeping our hands away so we don't cut our finger. Always keep your fingers behind the knife blade if possible, because look at what happens if it slips. My hand's down here, and the knife slips. Oh, my thumb is gone! Here we go. This type of meat, the cheek meat we call it, looks and tastes like scallops. Scallops is a saltwater delicacy, I think we call it. All right, on to the other side. Remember, start at the bottom. Work your way around. And once you get to the skin, you can stop cutting because it just peels right off. Cheek meat, baby. And here's what we're left with on the cheek. Just some skin. Really thin skin, no scales here. Okay, now we're going to get into the real meat here of the fish. And because walleye have scales, big scales, so that they're not easily penetrated by predators' teeth, the scales are like an armor protecting their insides, their meat, their guts, their nerve endings, everything like that. So here, we have scales. If you run your knife down the fish, you see there's not much resistance. It slides nice and easy. But if we go in the other direction, much resistance. Very rough, like sandpaper. And that is because the way the scales are layered, like shingles on a roof. So, with our knife, we can't cut through the scales very easily. So what we're going to do is angle our knife blade like this to go under the scales. And up here, can you hear that? It's hard, bone. But then when we get here, soft and meaty. So we're not going to try to cut through the bone. We're going to cut right underneath the scales, right up to the bone. Ready? Right there. Now we've got our fillet started on this side. We're going to travel along the dorsal fin, all the way down to where the anus of the fish is. And Johnny, I see that smile on your face. I did say anus in a scientific form. Now, we're not going to go any further than the rib cage. When we stick the knife in, we're going to feel the rib cage in here. And we're not going to poke through it, okay? Because we don't want those bones severed and attached to our fillet. Ready? Can you hear the knife blade going across the rib cage bones in there?
Yeah.
Hear that? Now here we are, where there's the anus right there. Boom, we're going to shoot straight across. Yes, the fish flopped indeed. Oh, it's stinky, isn't it?
Oh, God. That was a lot of wind.
Oh, yeah.
With the paper towels?
What that was the fish's air sac, which they fill up so that they can float higher in the water, or deflate so that they can stay lower or deeper in the water, okay? But now, we have the knife blade resting against the spine, or the tailbone, which runs all the way down to here. So we're going to follow the bone. We're not going to have our knife blade turned up because it'll just cut up through the meat. We're going to keep our knife blade slightly turned down so it travels along the spine all the way off to the end here. Ready? You just turned it on.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't recording anyways.
It sure was. It looked good too. All right, now we have our, see? Focus on this one. Spine. Here's where we make the rib cage again. We're going to start here and work our way down, cutting through these little pin bones that attach to the lateral line of the fish. And this is where their nerves, right, there's the last one. And right in here is where those nerve endings come out. Those are called the pin bones. And they contact with the lateral line, which is the nerve that runs all the way down this line on the fish's side. And this is where the fish's fingers are located. It's nerve endings, where it feels everything around it in the water. And that lateral line, that nerve is attached to these little pin bones, which attach to the spine and send the signal up to the tiny brain up here to tell the fish that there's something swimming next to it that's little or big. And as the fish gets older, it learns the different vibrations and the difference between them, so it can tell between minnows and other walleyes. We do not cut off the belly fat, this meat down here on the belly, because that's where a lot of the toxins that the fish absorbs in the water are stored, in the belly fat. That is according to the Ohio Department of Natural Resources. Now we have some fish turds that have escaped the bowels of this fish and are now all over the fillet table, so we're going to get those cleaned up. We do not want poop on our food.
Oh, that fish skin.
Yeah, we do not want fish poop on our fish meat.
Gross.
We will throw that right away and get a fresh paper towel and just make sure this side is not contaminated, in which, oh, I just squeezed out another little morsel. Now, I'll tell you, this fish poop that comes out, if you are a gardener, fish poop and fish guts make some excellent fertilizer for your garden, but what you have to remember is that fish bones are sharp and pokey. And if you look at this is the dorsal fin. Very sharp, they're like needles. So if you were to put that in your garden, and your mother or your grandmother or you yourself were in your garden planting and you stuck yourself with one of these spines, it would most likely get infected if it weren't cleaned out immediately. So you don't want to throw the sharp bones or the teeth of a walleye into the garden. So make sure that you use just the guts and the skin, and make sure you let those guts and skin and fish poop decompose in a compost pile for about 4 to 6 months before you add them to the garden soil, just so that it doesn't kill your plants, because if the fish guts are not properly decomposed, they'll actually kill your plants. And that's the same with any kind of waste, like cow poop or horse poop or any kind of compost. You want it to break down before you make your fertilizer into the soil. All right, now we're going to do the other side. We're going to do this one quicker, because I already showed you how to do the other side.
Yep. That fluff still smells really bad.
The fish fluff?
Yeah.
All right, and now here we are left with all the internal organs, the eggs. This was a medium-sized female, about 23 inches.
Our last female that we did was huge.
Yeah.
What was the meat left from her?
Now, we are interested in seeing what this fish was eating, so that perhaps we could refine our fishing technique and the bait that we use to maybe better match the hatch, or what it's been eating. Oh, I see a shiny something inside of its stomach. Let's see the stomach contents of this walleye. The last one we cut open had some very large shad inside of it. And, oh, looks like we've got another shad. Not too big. This walleye was eating the medium-sized shad. You see?
Ate them whole.
Oh, yeah, they swallow them whole. They don't have big cruncher teeth like we do. They have just almost like canine teeth.
They're like vampires.
Yep, so this is about a 3-inch shad. And the lure that this fish hit was 8.5 inches long. So this fish was looking for a big meal, so it didn't have to eat anymore that day. That's why it ate my lure. Okay, let's put these guts in this bucket over here. The gut bucket.
The good bucket. Oh, gross. The tail's touching the leg of your table, Dad.
Okay, I don't think the leg will be too grossed out. That bucket's getting full. We're going to catch a lot of walleye, huh?
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to move on to the skinning process and deboning process. So here we have our fillet that we removed from the fish, the second fillet and the first fillet. We want to make sure that we don't have any of these fins still attached, because there's little bones that attach those fins, so we're going to get those off first order of business here. And if you are sensitive to smelly stuff,
Like me.
I suggest you don't cut open the stomach of your fish, because it does smell quite rancid.
And if you just want to see what's in the stomach, you might just want to get some air freshener first.
Yes, good suggestion. Oh, we left a little bit of the rib cage on here. Just a little bit. Oh.
Spray some air freshener.
Okay, now we have the rib cage. Gone. We have now, remember I was talking about the lateral line, or the pin bones that run all the way down to the lateral line along the outside of the fish? Well, that stops right where the rib cage stopped, right here. So we're going to cut those bones out, because nobody wants a bone in their mouth while they're trying to eat some tasty fish. Here we go. We're going to cut on one side of the bones.
Probably cut your mouth open too, the bones.
It can poke you, yes. Now we're going to cut on the other side of the bones. Now we have, if you look closely with the camera, you can see that this section of bones is right inside this V cut that we made, and that meat's going to come right off after we fillet it. Now on the tail section of a walleye fillet, on the bigger walleyes, you can see how this is where the tail was, right over here. This muscle right here is very fishy tasting. A lot of people don't like to eat a very fishy tasting piece of fish, including myself. So what we're going to do is we're just going to remove this small section of tail meat, and we're going to cut a V shape right here, and a little bit of this, what we call the mud vein down in here, we're going to remove also. So what we're going to do is start right about here, work our way up, and then out. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side of the lateral line. Very thin cut, we don't want to waste a lot of meat.
That means good.
Okay, now we're ready to remove the skin from the fillet. And here we go. It's helpful to have some type of fingernails, not too long and unhygienic, but just enough to serve the purpose of gripping. Watch your hands, son. I don't want to slip and cut you, okay? Here we go. Now, again, see the knife angle. It's not turned up so that we cut up through the meat. It's turned slightly downward so it runs along the skin to remove the meat from the skin. And one more pass, and we'll have our meat separated from the skin.
Yay!
And now, remember the V-cuts we made? The bones right here? There they are, gone. And the tail meat here, this section, with a little bit of what we call, remember, the mud vein. It's some untasty fish meat there. We're just going to remove that. And up we cut with the knife right along there, and boom, got it removed. There's our waste from our fillet, which had bones and unsatisfactory meat in it. And now we have ourselves a perfect walleye fillet, bone-free, ready to be soaked in some salt water for a short time, and then frozen until we have our fish fried. So, folks, remember, safety. Don't cut your hands or your son's hands.
I want some gloves.
And always make sure there's no bones in that fish meat, especially if you're feeding it to children. Thank you.